Coach was just talking, said he asked you, could they run the play where you might potentially keep the ball to try to move the chains there? Can you just talk about that situation and kind of your willingness to take that on?
Yeah, well, we try not to run me a whole lot, just to aggravate what was going on, but it's a yard. I figured I could go in there and get a yard, and play call was beautiful based off what they did. I knew all I needed: a yard, go in there and dive, and take a knee to win the game.
Can you just talk us through this week and your confidence level, how it progressed through the week about your chances to play?
Well, it was up and down. I mean, there's times I was like, you know what, I can go out there and manage, and then there's times I was like, I can't even walk. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that. I felt like the team deserved my shot. I felt like the team deserved me for me to go out there and give them what I had, and because they worked tirelessly all week through injuries themselves, through some sickness, and so I did it all for my teammates, and I figured if they could do it, then I could do it.
Give us a sense, Bo, of what your week was in terms of just how much treatment you were getting, and without, you don't have to get into the specifics of the injury here, obviously, but just how doubtful was this? How much of a game time decision this really got to be in the last?
It was I've never been a part of a game time decision, but it was legitimately a game time decision. Even waking up this morning, you don't know with these kind of injuries how adrenaline's going to work and how you're going to feel during pregame warm-ups. You may have a bad day, just not feel very good. But, yesterday I was able to get out there and do some stuff and gave me some more confidence that it was possible. And then today, spent all day over here with treatment with Chief and Travis, our athletic trainers. And, I was in there with them doing 3 or 4 times a day treatment. Whenever I could, before practice, after practice, afternoon, at night. Like I said, it was up and down. There's plenty of times this week that I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. But fortunately today, as we got to the game, it was just time to go out there and compete.
As mentally prepared as you were, you're alluding to physically, you could not have really felt prepared.
Yeah.
That's an odd feeling you never felt.
No doubt.
How did you just do what we all just saw you do?
I'm a physical rep guy, so I like to go out there and do physical reps and get those in and make the throws. But this week I couldn't manage to do that, so I had to completely rely on mental reps and mental focus and listen, pay attention super hard in meetings, have extra conversations with Ty. Ty Thompson helped me more than anybody this week because I had to ask him so many questions throughout the week. Hey, what are our steps on this? What are we doing on this? And he was so paying attention and locked in. He was able to tell me. And I thought Ty did a great job of preparing, like he was going to go out there and play the whole game. So Ty was extremely prepared. He had a great week himself. And like I said, it goes back. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. I just wanted to give myself a chance, and I knew I had to prepare like I was going to go out there and play.
Take us back to last week in the hit, Bo. When you first look up, were you thinking in your mind that the hit in and of itself is quasi-dirty because it's head first into the leg, and was it the leg or the ankle? Or where?
Oh, it wasn't a dirty hit at all. I thought the free safety did a really good job of filling the gap and reading out the play and making a tackle. It happens fast. I couldn't really react to it, and that's just football. It happens. I thought it was a clean tackle. He went in there and got me on the ground, and it just felt uncomfortable. And obviously, with the past injuries that I've had, it's just I felt the same kind of stuff. And so, fortunately, nothing was really seriously injured, and I was able to just battle through it this week with the help of teammates and coaches and training staff. Couldn't have done it without them.
Even though you weren't here last year, I'm sure you've heard a lot about the 2 blowout losses that a lot of your teammates suffered through last year at the hands of Utah. So given that, what does this mean in the locker room, and is this the biggest win of the season for you guys?
We had an uncommon purpose this week. We were going to go out there and play for ourselves, play for our teammates, play for Spencer, who wasn't able to be with us. But I think that overall we just had to put our egos aside, how we were feeling aside, and we just had to go out there and play as a team, play very connected football, play tough. And we talk about all the time, like our DNA traits, and this was a game where we had to represent all those And I've heard a lot about what happened last year. The guys were just ready to roll. The guys were ready to go. It was a tough week for us. There's a lot of just distractions, a lot of things not going our way. But today our defense came out and set the tone, played great. Offense, we barely just did enough to get the lead, and the defense held on there at the end multiple times. And so it's a complete team win, and it's all glory to God.
You played in a couple of Iron Bowls, and now you get to play in what was used to be called the Civil War. So just your thoughts on your first rivalry game next week with Oregon State up there.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I've heard a lot about this rivalry. Been able to watch it a lot in the past. Know it's going to be a hostile environment. Know it's going to be a tough game. We got to go in there prepared, ready to roll.
So much was said about your availability, but there was also Alex and Ryan's availability. What can you say just about going through the week without knowing that status either, and just their performance protecting you?
Like I said, it was a bunch of unknowns again, and there was so many guys that had just ticky-tack injuries that were just bothersome. Didn't know what kind of strength and flexibility and stuff we would have for the game. And Ryan was one of those guys, and Ryan battled all week. We were in there training in the training room together, just feeling it out. We're like, hey, what are you thinking? How are you thinking you're feeling? We're going to give it a go. And we just both decided, you know what? We're both senior night, both a competitive game like Utah. We want to be out there. And so we just went out there and gave them our best shot. And it wasn't pretty all the time, but we got through the game, and as a team, we won it.
You just threw a couple of plays in the fourth quarter, Bo, that really stand out. The first play, 4th and 4, you get the conversion there exactly to Troy. Third down, you get the pass to Whittington that Terrence helped spring. Then later, you have both the deep pass and the interception going across the field, and manage to, obviously finish it off with the run.
Yeah.
How do you ride the emotional wave of that as some really big plays each run?
It was tough. We felt like we'd get something going, and then something bad would happen, or we couldn't get something going, and we were off the field. And so it was literally, we had to keep everybody's mindsets right. We had to keep everybody with a good attitude. And it's tough. Those kind of games, when you're playing against a really good defense, kind of limited offensively with what you can do. It's tough. And I thought Coach Dillingham did a great job of battling through himself, finding some things that worked there at the end. Our guys made some great plays out at receiver that just continued to give us life, continued to move the ball, and we scored enough points when it mattered.
You talked about wanting to, play for your teammates in this game. How important was it? Obviously, you didn't run all game, but to pick up that last 4 from 1.
Well, it was huge, and a few plays before it was a timeout, and they're like, Bo, can you run? I was like, you know what, absolutely. I think I can go out there and get a few yards and keep them honest on defense. And play before, we handed it to Noah, and got 3rd and short, and I pretty much essentially knew I was keeping the ball the next play. I felt like I could get a yard. Our line knew it, and we're going to make sure to protect and get just a little gap there. And that's what we did. Got a first down and just iced the game.
What were emotions like this past week? How that game was lost last week, to who it was, and ramifications it had. How did this team kind of get past that?
It was a tough week, but we did it together. We didn't blame anybody. We went right back to work. Could have hung our heads and kind of sulked all week. We had almost every right to. We were banged up, not feeling good, sick. A lot of things were bad were happening. But we're just a tough team, and it meant a lot to us this week. And I'm so proud of our guys. I'm so proud to be in the locker room with them, and just so glad that the Lord put me in this situation.
Bo,
Let's wrap up, guys.
One more.
Dante said, you before that game-winning drive to get the field goal, he said you brought the offense together and talked to them. What exactly did you say in that conversation?
Just our mental space was everywhere. A lot of things were going on. A lot of new things were happening. We had to just kind of focus back in and go back to the basics. Make sure we get our eyes up, see what we're supposed to see the play, see the signal, communicate, run the right thing, and do it at a quick tempo. And I felt like after that, we responded well. We didn't score like we wanted to, but we at least moved the ball and kept our defense in a better situation than what we could have given them to them. but they stopped them, and so it was great.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.